In the far reaches of the galaxy, the Varnak's empire had become the stuff of legends. Their conquests were swift, their armies unrelenting, and their technology unmatched. Planet after planet fell to their might, civilizations crumbling before their superior forces. To the Varnaks, surrender was a given, a universal truth in their path of expansion. That is, until they encountered Earth. The Varnak's fleet, a monstrous assembly of warships and advanced technology, arrived at the fringes of the solar system. Their vessels were sleek and dark, designed for intimidation. Their emissaries were ready, confident in their ability to subdue another world. Commander Xeller, a towering figure with a chiseled exoskeleton and eyes that glowed with a cold blue fire, surveyed the approaching blue planet. "Prepare for the subjugation protocols," he ordered. "Humanity will bow before us as all others have." The Varnak's forces began their descent, their ships cutting through Earth's atmosphere with ease. Cities trembled as the great shadows of the warships loomed overhead. But the Varnaks were met with something unexpected: defiance. In New York City, General Richard Hayes, a grizzled veteran of numerous conflicts, looked up at the sky with steely resolve. He had seen battles, but this was different. He could feel the weight of the impending conflict pressing down on him, but there was no trace of fear in his eyes. "General Hayes," his aide said urgently, "the Varnaks have landed. They demand our immediate surrender." Hayes nodded. "Let them come. We're not giving up without a fight." The Varnak's emissaries, expecting a swift capitulation, were met instead with fierce resistance. Their initial attempts at diplomacy were met with defiant messages broadcast across every media channel. "We do not surrender." On the ground, human soldiers armed with a mix of conventional and experimental weaponry took their positions. They knew they were up against a formidable foe, but their spirit was unwavering. Their strategy was clear: they would fight for every inch of their homeland. The first skirmish occurred in the outskirts of New York. The Varnaks, confident in their superior firepower, were caught off guard by the tenacity of the human forces. Bullets and energy beams clashed in a deadly dance. Despite their advanced weaponry, the Varnaks found themselves struggling against the relentless human resistance. Commander Xeller watched the battle unfold through his ship's viewport. He was astonished. The humans, despite their apparent disadvantage, fought with a ferocity that was both surprising and admirable. He turned to his second-in-command, Varric. "Increase the pressure. Show them the might of the Varnak's empire." As the Varnaks intensified their assault, human soldiers continued to push back, their strategy evolving with every skirmish. They used guerrilla tactics, exploiting the Varnaks' over-reliance on their superior technology. Every victory, no matter how small, boosted their morale. On the ground, specialist Maya Tran, a skilled hacker, managed to infiltrate Varnak's communication systems. Her efforts led to the discovery of a critical vulnerability in their fleet's command network. "We found a way to disrupt their command structure," she reported. "This could turn the tide." The information was relayed to the military leaders, who coordinated a series of tactical strikes aimed at disrupting the Varnak's fleet's command and control. The Varnaks, once confident in their dominance, were now facing unexpected setbacks. Commander Xeller, witnessing the unexpected turn of events, convened an emergency strategy meeting. "It seems we underestimated the humans," he admitted. "They are not like the other species we've encountered." In a bold move, the humans launched a coordinated assault on the Varnak's command ship. The battle was fierce, but the human forces, driven by their unyielding spirit, managed to breach the vessel. Inside, they confronted Commander Xeller. Xeller, though fierce and proud, could not help but be impressed by the humans' determination. "You fight well," he acknowledged. "But why do you resist so fiercely?" Hayes, standing tall, responded with a voice that echoed the collective resolve of humanity. "We fight because we are not slaves. We fight because we will not bow to any power. We fight because we are human." The confrontation ended with the Varnaks forced to retreat. Their once invincible fleet, battered and demoralized, withdrew from Earth. The humans had won, not just a battle, but had made a statement to the galaxy. Humanity would not be subdued. In the aftermath, Earth stood battered but unbroken. The Varnaks Empire would continue its conquests, but the tale of their failed attempt to conquer Earth became a legend. For wherever the Varnaks went, they would remember the one planet that refused to surrender. They would remember Earth. And so, in the annals of galactic history, the humans carved their name not as mere survivors, but as a race that faced the mightiest of empires and emerged victorious. The Varnaks Empire had suffered a rare defeat at the hands of the humans. As their fleet retreated beyond the fringes of the solar system, the Empire's leadership was forced to reconsider their approach. The loss had not only shaken their confidence, but had also ignited a fervor within their ranks. The Varnaks, known for their merciless efficiency, now faced a new challenge, a species that refused to yield. Back on Earth, the victory was celebrated, but the leaders knew it was only a temporary respite. The Varnaks were a powerful adversary, and their departure was likely not the end, but merely a pause before a renewed assault. General Hayes and his team began preparations for a potential second wave, understanding that their victory had only demonstrated to the Varnaks that Earth was a significant obstacle. In the depths of the Varnaks' homeworld, a planet of harsh, metallic landscapes and towering spires, the High Council convened to address the defeat. The chamber was filled with the rumbling growls of discontent. Councillor Zinner, a sharp-eyed strategist, took the floor. "The humans have shown unprecedented resilience," Zinner began. "They are not like the other worlds we've conquered. We underestimated their spirit, and that was a grave mistake." Commander Xiller, still smarting from the defeat, stood with a defiant glare. "I will not let this stand. We must crush their defiance and ensure they are brought to their knees." The council deliberated for hours, eventually arriving at a new strategy. Rather than a direct assault, they decided to deploy a specialized force, the Varnaks Elite Tactical Unit, equipped with the latest technology and trained specifically to handle the unique challenges posed by Earth's defenses. They would infiltrate, sabotage, and prepare the way for a more decisive attack. Meanwhile, Earth's victory celebrations had faded, replaced by a somber preparation for the future. Intelligence reports indicated that the Varnaks were regrouping, and the sense of impending danger was palpable. General Hayes' strategy meetings were now focused on fortifying defenses and preparing for a more sophisticated assault. Specialist Mayatran, who had played a crucial role in the previous victory, worked tirelessly to improve Earth's defenses and counterintelligence capabilities. Her work on the Varnaks' command structure had shown just how vulnerable they could be. She focused on developing advanced countermeasures and establishing a robust defense network. The first sign of the Varnaks' elite tactical unit's presence came in the form of a series of unexplained malfunctions in Earth's communications and defense systems. Small disruptions, seemingly random, began to plague various installations. The humans, vigilant and aware, quickly suspected sabotage. In a covert briefing, Maya presented her findings. "These aren't random errors," she explained. "We're dealing with an organized infiltration. The Varnaks have sent a specialized unit to destabilize our defenses before launching another attack." The realization hit hard. The Varnacs were not just attacking, they were attempting to cripple Earth's ability to respond. The human forces, though shaken, were determined to thwart this new threat. They shifted their focus to locating and neutralizing the infiltrators while reinforcing their defenses. As the Varnac's elite tactical unit carried out their covert operations, they encountered resistance from an unexpected quarter, civilian militias, and local defense groups. The humans' resolve was evident in every corner, as even ordinary citizens took up arms to defend their homes. A critical turning point came when a team of Varnac's operatives, attempting to disable a major power facility, was ambushed by a group of local defenders. The ensuing battle was fierce, with both sides suffering casualties. However, the human defenders managed to capture a Varnac's operative alive. Under interrogation, the operative revealed the existence of the Varnac's elite tactical unit and their plans. This information was crucial, allowing the humans to prepare a counter-strike against the Varnac's infiltrators. Armed with this intelligence, Earth's forces executed a series of preemptive strikes, targeting the Varnac's sabotage operations and disrupting their plans. The Varnac's elite tactical unit, despite their advanced training and technology, found themselves increasingly cornered. The humans' combined efforts, military, intelligence, and civilian, proved to be more formidable than anticipated. The Varnacs began to experience setbacks, their operations thwarted and their plans unraveling. The final confrontation occurred in a high-tech Varnac's command facility hidden deep beneath Earth's surface. General Hayes, Maya Tran, and their team led a decisive assault. The battle was intense, with advanced Varnac's technology clashing against human ingenuity and resilience. In the heart of the facility, Commander Xeller faced off against General Hayes once more. The two leaders clashed in a brutal hand-to-hand combat, their respective skills and determination on full display. Xeller, though formidable, found himself overpowered by the human general's relentless will and tactical prowess. With Xeller captured and the facility secured, the Varnac's elite tactical unit's efforts were effectively neutralized. Earth had once again resisted and repelled an invasion. The victory was not just a military triumph, but a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit. In the aftermath, the Varnac's empire was forced to reassess their strategy. Earth had proven to be an unyielding challenge, a world where surrender was not an option. The story of humanity's resistance became a legend, spreading across the galaxy and earning Earth a new level of respect. The Varnacs would eventually move on, but the message was clear. Earth was not just a planet to be conquered. It was a place where humanity stood resolute against the mightiest of empires, where surrender was never an option, and where the spirit of resistance would forever prevail. The defeat of the Varnac's elite tactical unit had sent shockwaves through the galaxy. The Varnac's empire, known for its ruthless efficiency and unparalleled conquests, was left reeling from its failed attempts to subjugate Earth. The story of humanity's unyielding resistance spread through interstellar networks, reaching worlds far beyond the solar system. For the Varnacs, the situation was not just a setback, it was a challenge to their very identity. Back on Earth, General Hayes and Specialist Maya Tran were celebrated as heroes. The victory had cemented Earth's reputation as a defiant world, but the celebration was tempered with the realization that the Varnacs were unlikely to abandon their ambitions. Preparations were made to defend against future threats, while seeking to understand why the Varnacs had targeted them so fiercely. In the high command of the Varnac's empire, the High Council convened again. The atmosphere was tense, the defeat having left a mark on the once proud leaders. Councillor Zinner, with a grim expression, addressed the assembly. Our defeat at the hands of the humans has exposed vulnerabilities we had not anticipated. They are not merely another world to be conquered. Their tenacity and spirit have proven to be formidable obstacles. Commander Xander, though defeated, was still defiant. The humans have shown themselves to be resilient, but we cannot allow them to challenge our authority. We must reassess and strategize. We need a new approach. The Council decided to deploy a more nuanced strategy, one that focused not just on direct confrontation, but also on psychological and strategic warfare. They aimed to break Earth's resolve through a combination of diplomacy and covert operations. The plan was to undermine humanity's unity and sow discord before launching a renewed assault. The Varnax dispatched a new envoy, Telith, a diplomat known for her cunning and skill in subterfuge. Her mission was to engage Earth's leaders in negotiations, ostensibly offering a truce while secretly gathering intelligence and creating rifts among humanity's leaders. On Earth, the arrival of the Varnax envoy was met with suspicion, but also curiosity. General Hayes, while skeptical, recognized the need to understand the full scope of the threat. A series of diplomatic meetings were arranged, and Tanith began her work. Tanith was adept at her role, presenting herself as a reasonable and fair negotiator. She proposed a series of treaties and trade agreements, offering technology and resources in exchange for a demilitarized zone around Earth. While some leaders were intrigued by the possibility of peace, others remained wary, particularly General Hayes, who saw through the veneer of diplomacy. Specialist Maya Tran continued her work on enhancing Earth's defenses, but she also began investigating Telith's true intentions. Her skills in counterintelligence were put to the test as she uncovered subtle attempts by Telith to exploit internal divisions. Information leaked to the public suggested the Varnax were offering advanced technology that could benefit humanity, but Maya found that the technology was a double-edged sword designed to undermine Earth's technological independence. As the diplomatic negotiations progressed, tensions within Earth's leadership grew. There were debates over whether to accept the Varnax proposals or reject them outright. Telith's presence seemed to exacerbate these divisions, creating an atmosphere of distrust and uncertainty. Maya's investigation reached a critical point when she discovered evidence of Varnax operatives working covertly to influence key decision-makers and manipulate public opinion. Armed with this knowledge, she and General Hayes devised a counter-strategy to expose the Varnax's true motives and rally Earth's leaders and citizens against the insidious threat. A coordinated effort was launched to reveal the duplicity behind Telith's negotiations. The evidence was presented in a series of public broadcasts, detailing the covert operations and manipulative tactics employed by the Varnax. The revelations sparked outrage and unity among Earth's inhabitants, reinforcing their resolve to stand together against any external threats. The Varnax, realizing that their diplomatic efforts had failed spectacularly and that their covert operations had been exposed, prepared for the next phase of their strategy. They were not prepared for the level of unity and resilience that the exposure of their plans had fostered among humanity. General Hayes and his team, now more determined than ever, began preparations for a potential full-scale conflict. They fortified defenses, developed new technologies, and worked to ensure that every possible measure was in place to repel any further Varnax aggression. As the Varnax regrouped and reassessed their approach, they found themselves facing not just a physical barrier, but a united front of human resistance. The next phase of their campaign would require not only military might, but also a deep understanding of the indomitable spirit of humanity. The galaxy watched with bated breath as the Varnax and Earth prepared for what could be the defining conflict of their era. For humanity, the struggle was not just about survival, but about asserting their place in the galaxy, a testament to their strength and resolve in the face of overwhelming adversity. In the heart of Earth's leadership, the message was clear. Humanity would not surrender. They had faced one of the galaxy's most formidable empires and had emerged not only victorious but more united than ever. The Varnax had learned that Earth was not a world to be easily subdued, and the fight for freedom and independence would continue as long as there were those who would stand resolute against the darkness of oppression. The Varnax Empire, still reeling from their failed attempts to subjugate Earth, faced a critical juncture. Their high command had underestimated the resilience of humanity, and the failed diplomacy had only strengthened the resolve of the Earth's defenders. The galaxy watched with anticipation as the two powers braced for what would be a defining confrontation. General Hayes and Specialist Maya Tran knew that the next encounter with the Varnax would be crucial. Their previous victories had given Earth time, but they also understood that the Varnax would come back with renewed determination. The plan was to prepare for a decisive confrontation, one that would end the threat once and for all. The Varnax, underestimating their adversary, had proven costly. The High Command decided on a final strategy, a large-scale invasion designed to overwhelm Earth's defenses in a single, crushing blow. They assembled their most formidable fleet and deployed their most advanced technologies, aiming to bypass Earth's defenses and strike directly at its heart. As the Varnax forces mobilized, Earth's defenses were prepared for the inevitable assault. The combined efforts of military strategists, scientists, and civilian engineers had resulted in a sophisticated network of defenses, including advanced anti-air and anti-spacecraft systems. Earth was ready, but the gravity of the situation weighed heavily on its defenders. General Hayes convened a final strategy meeting, bringing together key military leaders, scientists, and engineers. Maya Tran, with her deep understanding of Varnax technology, played a critical role in shaping the defensive plans. "Everyone, this is it," Hayes began. "The Varnax are coming with everything they've got. We've faced their elite tactical unit, and we've exposed their attempts at subterfuge. Now we face their full might. We must hold our ground and show them that Earth will not yield." Maya Tran presented her latest findings. "We've identified weaknesses in their new fleet's communication systems and have developed countermeasures. We also have new defensive arrays ready, designed to handle their advanced weaponry. Our strategy is to repel their initial assault, then launch a counterattack when their forces are most vulnerable." The Varnax fleet approached Earth's orbit, their warships forming an imposing armada that dwarfed any previous invasion. The sheer scale of the invasion force was meant to intimidate and overwhelm. As they prepared to launch their assault, the Varnax commanders were confident in their impending victory. The battle began with an intense bombardment from the Varnax fleet. Earth's defensive systems were put to the test as waves of energy beams and missiles rained down. The sky above Earth was a tumultuous canvas of fire and destruction, but the human defenses held firm, absorbing and deflecting the onslaught with remarkable effectiveness. On the ground, human forces engaged in fierce battles against Varnax landing parties. The Varnax, though technologically superior, were met with a relentless and well-coordinated defense. The human military, bolstered by their earlier victories, fought with a combination of grit and ingenuity. Amid the chaos, General Hayes and Maya Tran led a daring mission to strike at the heart of the Varnax fleet. Using newly developed stealth technology, they infiltrated the Varnax command ship, aiming to disrupt their operations and turn the tide of the battle. As they reached the command ship, they faced a series of challenges. The ship's corridors were filled with Varnax soldiers, and the internal security systems were formidable. But Hayes and Tran, driven by their determination, pushed forward. In the command center, they confronted the Varnak's High Commander, Zorak, a formidable figure whose presence exuded authority and menace. The battle was intense, but Hayes and Tran, leveraging their knowledge of Varnak's technology, managed to gain the upper hand. Zorak, realizing the dire situation, attempted to rally his forces. "You are resilient, humans, but this will not be enough to stop us." General Hayes, standing tall, replied, "You underestimated us. We fought for our survival and our freedom, and we won't back down. This ends now." With Zorak captured and the command ship systems disabled, the Varnak's fleet began to falter. The disruption caused by the infiltration and the relentless resistance on the ground led to a critical loss of coordination. Earth's forces seized the opportunity to launch a decisive counter-offensive. The battle for Earth reached its climax as the Varnak's fleet, disorganized and demoralized, was forced into retreat. The remaining Varnak's forces withdrew, leaving Earth's defenders victorious. The cost of victory had been high, but humanity's resolve had proven to be an unstoppable force. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth began the process of recovery and rebuilding. The scars of war were evident, but the spirit of humanity shone brightly. The Varnaks, having faced the full force of human resistance, were forced to reassess their strategies and their approach to conquest. The story of Earth's defiance became a beacon of hope and inspiration across the galaxy. It was a tale of courage, unity, and the unyielding spirit of a world that refused to surrender. The Varnak's empire, having learned a hard lesson, would think twice before challenging the indomitable will of humanity again. And so, as the galaxy turned its gaze to new horizons, Earth stood as a testament to the strength and resilience of its people. The message was clear: humanity would not be subjugated. They had faced the mightiest of empires and had emerged not just as survivors but as champions of their own destiny.